Kisa Kyukit. Welcome to today's baking video. For today's recipe, you need flour. I'm gonna do whole wheat, but you can just use normal all-purpose flour too. Sugar, baking soda, oil, an egg, some salt, and some yeast. For tools, you will need measuring cups and spoons, a baking tray, bowl, and a pot. Let's get started. Don't forget to wash your hands. Now we're going to start with proofing the yeast. So in 1 cup of warm water, add your sugar and your yeast. And just let that sit for 5 or so minutes until it gets all bubbly. While we're waiting on that, we'll mix together the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna half white flour, half whole wheat flour. And salt. Then we're going to give the yeast a little mix in with the water quickly now that it's gotten a bit bubbly. And add that to the dough. And mix until we have a doughy consistency. Once our liquid ingredients and dry ingredients are mixed together, we're going to turn our dough out onto a floured surface and knead it for 5 minutes. So set a timer and get kneading. Great, look at that beautiful ball of dough. Now that it's all kneaded up nicely, we're gonna put it back in the bowl and leave it to rise until it's about doubled in size. This usually takes an hour. So let's wait 1 hour. Wow, look at how big our dough has gotten. So now that it's risen, we're going to roll it. Get your dough out on a floured surface and cut it into 8 to 12 pieces. Now that all your dough is cut up into neat little pieces, we get to play. Roll it out into snake-like pieces. And you can do this however you like, with your hands together like this, or on your work surface. Just stretching. So once you roll your pretzels out into some nice long snakes, we can make a pretzel shape. So the traditional pretzel shape starts with a U, and then you cross it over itself once, twice, and then bring that twist into the middle, kind of like that. Doop. But you can make your pretzels whatever shape you want. You could make just a heart shape with a U, pinch those guys in together, and then tuck it into the middle. Look at that beautiful little pretzel heart. Once you've made your shapes, however you decide to make them, set them on a baking tray, cover them in a towel or some plastic wrap, and leave them sit for another 20 minutes to rise. While they're rising, you can also start a pot of water to boil on your oven for boiling before they go in the oven, and you can preheat your oven. So once your water is starting to boil and it's been 20 minutes, you're going to add the baking soda to your water. You want to use a big pot with high sides so it doesn't boil over. And you're going to keep it at a low boil, not super bubbly, but kind of just like this. And we're going to drop in the pretzels. So gently dropping the pretzels in for 30 seconds on each side, flipping after 30 seconds, and setting them onto a baking tray with parchment paper. Okay, now we're going to make the egg wash. So 1 egg, tablespoon of water, and mix that together. We're gonna paint the egg wash over each of the pretzels. Like so. And before they go in the oven, you just sprinkle some salt over them. As much as you would like. You can use normal table salt, just a pinch of it, or some coarse bagel salt. I'm just using some coarse sea salt. And then those go in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Well, once they're golden brown, they can come out of the oven and onto a cooling rack. Let them cool and then enjoy while they're still warm. Don't those look delicious?